Beautiful. Well, welcome back to Sharing the Stoke. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but someone reached out to me last week, and there's something which is pretty cool that's going on, and I'm here with Amelia Twist, who is 13 from Tauranga, pretty keen rider, and she's on a mission. So, Amelia, first up, how long have you been riding for?
I started riding in the forest when I was like 5 or 6,
Sweet.
but that was just like do a lap of the dipper, then go home.
How good. Nice. And you are on a bit of a mission. So this is to do with school sport and equality, I guess, hey?
Yeah.
So getting the same opportunity as other kids because you don't have the same background as a lot of Kiwi kids. So biggest difference is your schooling. So not that it's any better or worse, it's different. And you might think that's better, which is cool. So what's your schooling background?
So I'm homeschooled, so
yeah. So how often or how long of the day do you spend doing your schoolwork?
Not much.
Yeah, you just get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And how does that affect sport for you?
So school sport NZ has rules that homeschool children are not allowed to compete in their events. We're allowed to go and ride in the races, but we're not allowed to get medals.
Yeah, which is pretty frustrating. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever stood on a podium, but have you stood on a podium before?
Yeah, a few times.
It's pretty cool. And so why can you not accept any medals?
I don't know if there's any reason. Someone just made the rule.
Yeah. And who makes those rules?
School sport NZ.
Yeah. And have you tried to get any of that changed?
Yeah, we've tried quite a bit.
Yeah.
So currently we've got a petition going, so to try and get all students to have the same sporting opportunities.
Okay, so it's not just for mountain biking?
No, it's all homeschool students in New Zealand.
How many homeschool students are there in NZ?
I think about 4,000.
Yeah, so that's quite a chunk of kids, hey? And so this petition, what exactly is it about? Who are you now petitioning to?
We're petitioning for school sport NZ to change their rules.
Yeah. Okay. And so what's your plan from here?
Because
you've got a bit of an adventure coming up.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you're doing it the easy way.
Yeah, so Mum, we started a petition and then Mum was like, we would probably go down to Wellington for when they hand it over. And in my head, I just assumed that we were going to ride down there for some reason.
Yeah.
So, and then Dad was like, oh, you could ride down. And I was like, that's what I assumed we're doing.
Yeah.
So then, just in the process of planning a route to ride from Cambridge at Cycling New Zealand headquarters to Parliament in the middle of winter.
And you're doing this by yourself?
Me and another homeschool kid, George, are going to ride down with our parents will be supporting us and support riding sections with us.
No, so it's mainly off-road, hey?
It's about half and half.
Yeah, because there's a traditional route which some people take when they try to ride from the North Island to the South Island bikepacking, sorry.
There's the TA route.
Yeah.
But that one takes quite a long time.
Yeah.
And we're just working on some sections that we can cut down on it.
Yeah. And how did you and George meet? Let's just backtrack a little bit. So George, he's from Taupo. What's his background? How did you two, like, what have you got in common?
We love riding our bikes, really.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet.
And
Does he race as well?
Yeah, he races XC as well.
Yep.
And yeah, so how we met is a bit funny because so we went to the first event and we didn't get given our medals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we sort of like, we'd never actually met.
Yeah.
And
What
then,
event was that?
North Island Secondary Schools.
Yeah. Was that this year or?
Last year.
Yeah.
And then, did you follow Leah Wilcox?
I've heard of her since, yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't realise she was in New Zealand not that long ago.
So she was going for the record to be the fastest woman to ride around the world, and she got it.
Yeah.
So she came through New Zealand in like last September, and we'd been following her podcast, and we drove 6 hours to out the back of I don't know where to try to find her, and then we find her and we ride with her for like 20 k's or so, and then we start riding with her, and then there's another kid and his dad with her, and then we're like start talking, and then he's like, "Hi, I'm George," and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Amelia," and we didn't click until our parents started talking, and they were like, "We're homeschooled," and then Mum was like, "Oh, you're homeschooled, George. This is homeschool Amelia."
Oh, homeschool George and homeschool Amelia. Yeah. Nice.
And then we just keep bumping into them in random places.
Yeah.
Like we were right out the back of Taupo on some trails like a few months ago, and then there they are, the randomest places. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And so what are George's goals with mountain biking as well?
I think his goals are to be a top XC rider. Yeah.
Because there's another pretty famous XC rider who hails from Taupo at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you fangirl over her much?
Yeah, lots.
I fanboy over her too. She's pretty amazing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's Sammy Maxwell. She's crushing it at the moment on the XC circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Have you met her?
Yes, once.
Yeah.
And she's been really awesome supporting me.
That's really cool.
Yeah, she messaged and said, just like, I support you. And we asked her if she'd put the petition up on her Instagram, and she did for us. So that's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Because I'm assuming that this is not just for mountain biking.
No, all students, but in teams it's even worse.
Okay, so what happens if, I don't know, you're in a school team and let's say you are absolutely crushing it in some kind of tournament? Can you still play in the finals?
So up till you hit high school, you can. I've played water polo, hockey, soccer, and some others sports, and I just jumped in with like small schools that didn't have enough children.
Yeah.
But then once you get to high school level, they just won't have you in your team because the whole team can't get a medal, but you're not actually allowed to go to like the national or higher up events. You can only play with them at like club level.
Yeah. And for most club teams at your age, like, are there many club teams, or do you end up playing with adults?
I'd end up playing an adult social league if I wanted to play any team sports.
Yeah. It's a bit unfair, eh?
Yeah.
To say the least. And how does it work at a mountain bike race? How do you register?
So I'm allowed to just register, but and then I go out, I race like everyone else, and then I get to the end and they'll call the podium up and I'll go stand on, say, if I came second, then I'll go stand on second with the person who came third. And then the person who came fourth stands on third. And my medal's given to third.
How does that feel?
Sense? It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I bet you go out there and give it your all,
Yeah.
race as hard as you can, just like every other kid
Yeah.
or participant. Like, yeah, no. And then you stand up there, and do you get anything else? Do you get
I get a certificate,
yeah,
but the certificates are like, it doesn't say what race you're in, what category. It just says what place you came and the name of the event.
yeah.
Like, I've got 3 or 4 of those certificates now, and I have to write on the back which one's from which event, because there's no way to tell.
That's pretty weird, eh?
Yeah.
Do you have any other explanation for it about it, apart from it just being weird?
Not really. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah. Because I guess you could think of it as a bit of an unfair advantage if you don't have to go to the classroom, sit in a classroom for 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. That there could be an unfair advantage that you are just training all of that time. But is that the case?
No, not realistically. I still have to do schoolwork, and like, yeah, my life just doesn't revolve around biking. I play other sports as well.
Yep.
But like, Dakota kids are allowed to get medals, but there are actually programs set up in Dakota for elite athletes, so that they don't have to go to school and they can train all the time.
Yeah.
There are like special programs.
Yeah. And that's not that uncommon, hey? Like there's
No.
certain schools that you can go to for more mainstream sports like rugby, and they'll headhunt the best players to come and train and be at school. But if you want to do it a different way, it's way harder.
Yeah.
So well, hopefully this petition. So how many signatures do you need? Or what's your goal?
Our goals are 50,000, I think.
50,000, yeah.
I'm not sure what it's on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll share it because the petition's online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we'll put a link to the petition in the description as well. But if you get 50,000, does that guarantee the change?
No.
Yeah. So it all comes up to people's decisions.
Yeah. The guy from school sport has come out and said that there will not be change, even with Parliament pressure from Parliament. He said they're not going to change.
And did he give you any reason?
No.
Hmm.
One of their reasons is, one, we've got unfair training advantage.
Yeah.
And another is that we could form a super team.
Okay. So like one of these academies are doing.
Yeah. So say if Red Bull came along and was like, took me and George and were like, right, we're going to train you up and you're going to go so you can go and win all these events.
Yeah.
And then they think it would give no one else a chance.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of funny, seeing that there are schools that do that already.
Yeah, like
and,
St. Peter's has a velodrome on their campus.
Yeah, and they're still included.
Yeah.
And so that velodrome is actually where you're starting from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ironically. Yeah, cool. And so tell me about your route. What have you got figured so far? So you're going to be starting in Cambridge, cycling NZ.
Yeah, starting at the velodrome, then we'll ride through Cambridge, out past Karapiro, then into almost Awapuni.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some of the PA route that takes you into Waipapa Dam.
Yep.
Then to Mankino, then to the Timber Trail.
So some of that will be on the Waikato River trails. Is that right?
Yeah, as much as we can get through there. And then to Timber Trail, to the Timber Trail. And then we're still working out the input bits, but through Awakuni probably.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
There's quite a few like of the great rides you could link up those little sections, hey? So the mountains
Yeah.
to see in
Oh,
Owakuni. Are you doing
we
any of that?
we wouldn't do mountains to sea because it's parts of it is closed in the winter,
Yeah.
and the jet boat doesn't run in winter, so it's a 40k detour around.
Yeah.
So we'll probably go down the other side, not the coast, like through the middle.
Yep.
Don't know how to explain that.
Yeah. Down the like more of the backbone of the country, or is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. Sweet.
yeah. Oh, one section that we've got, it's a bit further down, but we've had some people say that we can go through the Manawatu Gorge.
Yeah.
It's closed to cars, but it's not officially closed, so people say you can ride down there.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll just depend on the weather.
Yeah. And I know you don't have your route finalized yet, but how many Ks are you expecting it to be?
We're thinking between 730 to 800 probably.
It's a pretty good chunk of distance. And how long do you expect it will take you?
9 days.
9 days. So just under 100 Ks a day.
Yeah, the last day will be 20 Ks.
Yeah. Nice. So you don't arrive there at night time?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nice. And so George, yourself and George will be doing it together, the cycling.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone else who might join you for sections? Because your parents will be helping run support.
We've put it out there that people can ride with us from Cambridge into like Karapiro.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Because it'd be quite cool if other school kids could come and join you, hey?
Yeah.
What day will you be starting? Will you be starting on a Monday or a weekday or a weekend?
It'll be a weekday, I think.
Yeah.
We don't know the exact dates. I think we're arriving on the 1st or 2nd of July in Parliament though. At Parliament though. So.
Sweet. So starting late June.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only a few weeks away. It's exciting. That's really, really cool. And so what else have you done to try and create some more awareness about this?
Got the petition and then just telling people about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had anyone that we've told about it have been like, wow, that's fair. Well, you guys, like everyone's just like, oh my God, why does this exist?
Yeah, it seems quite archaic to me, very old school way of looking at it. And like you said before, where there are schools who have velodromes on campus. I wonder if that's fair, like the school that's way out in the back blocks that barely even have, like don't have any mountain bike tracks or any cycle trails at all.
Yeah.
But that's quite a comparison there. And then there's 4,000 kids out there who are homeschooled, still doing, following the curriculum. Yeah. And doing what you need to do to be at the right level. Yet you're kind of excluded from like when you achieve really highly, which is, that's in my mind, I don't see how that's fair either. Yeah. Wow. So mountain biking, let's get back to that. So you started when you were about 5. Who did you used to go riding with?
My dad.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we went to Rotorua and we went and we did the kids loop and the dipper.
Yeah.
And then we got to the end of that and he was like, do you want to go around again? And I was like, oh my God, no. It's the biggest ride of my life.
Yeah. And how many Ks is that? It's probably like, maybe 2 Ks. If you stretch it out.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at something that's about 800, 900 Ks.
Yeah.
Only a few years later. That's pretty cool. And you've been doing a little bit of bikepacking recently. So Lyle Wilcox, she's been a bit of an inspiration for you.
Yeah, definitely.
What was she like to meet? So your mum actually put me onto her, and I was like, I can't believe I haven't heard of this woman. What an incredible human being.
Yeah. Actually, she's made a movie of her ride around the world, and we've rented out a venue so we can watch it on a big screen in a few weeks. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. And how quick did she do it?
100. I want to say it was something 12, maybe 112 days.
Yeah, it was
I think.
way shorter than I expected. Like
She
less than
beat
4 months.
Yeah, she beat her estimated time by 7 days.
Yeah. And then the person who holds the like overall world record, I guess you'd say, he did it with, I think he'd tried before and then was like, this is the way that you're going to do it
Yeah,
the fastest, and had heaps of support, went full on nutrition, whereas she seemed a bit more like, this is the route I'm going to take. This is about how many Ks I'll do in a day, and
yeah,
just had a smile on her face.
yeah. She rode crazy about a far every day though. Like
Yeah.
it was over 200 k's a day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Her attitude is, I was blown away. Yeah,
yeah,
just how positive she is, and how nonchalant, I want to say, when
yeah,
there's massive adversity. She's like, oh yeah, but you just keep on going.
yeah.
Yeah, nice. And yeah, so you started on Dipper. Dipper's had a nice refresh. I love that
Yeah.
track now. It's actually really super fun. Still
I've
grade
had
2.
I've had like almost I've crashed so many times on the Dipper. Like
I've
you
crashed
go
on the Dipper too.
like I've crashed like 4 times on the Dipper.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy because you don't expect it to catch you off guard, and then next thing you know, there's a pine cone and a tree.
Yeah, all the green stuff on the side. You just
Yeah.
can easily get sucked into having too much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of riding are you kind of loving at the moment?
I do a bit of everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do quite a few urban rides around Tauranga, ride out at Summerhill as much as I can. So been doing lots of trail riding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were trying to link up to go for a ride at Summerhill, but you got a little
Yeah.
bit of a cold.
Yeah.
That's right. We can still try and make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit harder in winter though, eh? How does that hold up in the rain?
Yeah. Scary.
Oh yeah. Or maybe come over to Rotorua where it's grippy still.
Yeah, it gets interesting. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, as long as you don't trust the corners or any bit of trail, you're good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. So it's a bit more clay based, hey?
It's clay, but then in the summer it turns to dust.
Yeah.
So there's like the perfect time to ride there. It's like after it's rained like a few weeks ago, but hasn't had too much sun.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet. And what bike do you have? Do you ride everything on the same bike?
I have a hardtail, I have a Scott scale, and a specialized stump jumper.
Nice. Is your hardtail your bikepacking rig?
Yes, it will be.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Nice. And so will you be carrying much stuff with you, or are your parents going to be driving?
Parents will be driving, so we won't have to carry all of our gear.
Yeah.
Probably have like a top tube bag and maybe a front roll just to carry like a raincoat, another layer, and lunch.
Yeah, sweet. That sounds pretty good. And do you have any other? You're just focused on this for now, I guess.
Yeah.
Quite the adventure. Pretty cool for a 13-year-old from Tauranga to be dreaming up big ideas like this.
Yeah, I've been wanting
making change.
I've been wanting to ride to make another bikepacking route, to be honest, to make one this time, because I rode the Rebel Ride, which was it's Hamilton to Taupo, just women.
Yeah.
It was like 200 women, and we took 4 days to do it, I think.
Yeah.
And that I loved doing that. And then I went back the next year and did that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did you do that solo or with some friends, family?
I did it with Mum and her friends. So,
yeah, cool. Nice.
It was so hard the first time I did it though. I was 11. I just had no idea what to expect, but I loved it.
Yeah. And how big were the days that you were doing when you were 11?
The biggest day was 75 Ks.
That's pretty cool. How did your mum find it?
Yeah, I think she enjoyed it in the end.
Did she do it again with you the next year?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Can't have been that bad.
Yeah.
Must have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I met you two when you came and did a lesson and had your dad was off the bike at the time, hey?
Yeah, he had neck surgery, so
Yeah.
he had a few months off riding, 6 months off riding.
Yeah, and your mum was like, well, her dad can't ride with her, so I have to go and ride with her, and I just need some confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was her words.
And your mum's still riding?
Yeah,
She loving it?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. That's good. Can she keep up with you yet?
Not quite.
Oh, jeepers. Yeah, you are pretty quick. That is pretty cool. And what's your favorite race to enter?
Oh, I, to be honest, I love the Mud Maidens events, the downhill and the enduro.
Yeah.
Nice. They're so fun. They don't even feel like you're racing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Go out there, hang with your friends.
Yeah. Because the Mud Maidens, that's all women's riding group based in Rotorua, if you don't know about it. But they've been running now for close to 8 years.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So their first races were about 7 years ago, and now they're huge. How many were in the last one? You were there?
In the downhill, I don't know.
Over 100?
Well over 100. They had to keep pushing out the entries because so many people wanted to come.
How good, eh? And the enduro pulls about the same amount of numbers, hey?
Yeah, I think it was close. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. Everyone gets to race, push hard, hang out, have fun. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Have you stood on the podium there?
No.
Ooh, goals. What category do you race in that one?
I'm micro maiden, so under 15.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there's some stiff competition, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you get along with the other girls racing there? Like the ones that are going real fast? Are you all helping each other out, or?
Yeah, we sort of all know who we are. Just like when you're there, just like everyone, you just like it's a huge party.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to the next one already. What have you got? The
Definitely.
enduro in spring, is it?
I think it's in October normally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, nice. And it's a pretty good format too. It's the same as most other enduros where you've got a 6-stage and a 4-stage, and the 6-stage has a couple of harder stages. Do you race the 6 or the 4?
I was gonna do the 6 last year, but then I decided to do the 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year I'm gonna do the 6 probably.
Yeah, nice. What's your favorite? How often do you ride in Rotorua? Because it's about an hour away for you, or just over?
At least once a week.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. What's your go-to trail? Where do you always want to go? Or is there a spot that you like to start? Because there's about 4 different entrance points around the forest.
I quite like starting at Dodsy's.
Yep.
Yeah, because you just get to finish on old exit or new exit, which is always good.
Super fun, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nice. And how long would you go for a ride in the forest?
A few hours.
Yeah. How many Ks would you do in that amount of time?
Like 30-ish.
It's pretty good.
Just for a cruisy ride, yeah.
Just for a cruisy ride, 30 Ks. And you'd probably be hitting somewhere about 700 to 1,000 meters of elevation in 30 Ks?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's decent.
Yeah.
When I was 13, I think I just got a BMX and I was just out digging dirt jumps. And I was like stuffed trying to push back up to the top of my 10-meter run.
That's the thing about jumps. You just go down and then you've got a big up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's pretty cool. Nice. And so after this huge adventure that you're on, what are you setting your sights on next? So any other bikepacking adventures that have kind of caught your attention?
I'd really like to be the youngest person to do the TA, which is Cape Prianga to Bluff, Wellington, New Zealand.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds like this is a nice little warm-up for you.
Yeah. Well, when Mum first suggested it, I was like, we could just like do the TA for this.
The whole
But
thing.
yeah, but not everyone seemed completely keen on that idea. So
How long would the TA take you, do you think?
I reckon under 35 days
Yeah.
if I really tried.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And how many Ks is the TA? The Te Aroha?
3,500 maybe, around about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then that's even impressive that you know how long you think it would take you. For me, I have no idea. I've never even dreamt of doing the TA.
Yeah.
My style of riding is more, I don't know, like I did that trip over to Pakistan last year and we literally didn't know what we were getting ourselves in for. And that was what I liked about it, was the adventure side of things. We'd looked at a few maps, couldn't really find many trails, looked at some aerial photographs on like Google Earth or whatever, thought we'd found some trails, showed up. It was totally different to what we expected. But we weren't doing massive days. They were long in time, but in distance, I think our biggest day would have been about 20 to 30 Ks. Yeah. So yeah, that's some pretty big distances you got there. And it's cool that you rip as well. Like you like to go fast.
Yeah. I just like bikes. So
yeah. Yeah, sweet.
any sort of those.
Nice. All right. Well, do you have anything else you wanted to mention about your well, it's not little, it's huge, but your mission now. So you want to raise as much awareness as possible for this, because it is something that should change. It's way too old school.
Yeah.
And so we'll share that petition, and hopefully people can share that as well.
Yeah.
Because without any reason to keep it the same, I don't understand why they are keeping it the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to, how do we follow along with your adventure?
We've started an Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is Student Sport NZ.
Cool.
And yeah.
This is good. Sweet. So I'll put a link to that down here as well. And I'm stoked to hear how big you go. Nothing is stopping you, and you're just going for it. So that's awesome. All the best for you, and all the best for George as well on the ride. I'm sure the ride will be the easy part. It's about drumming up that awareness. Yeah. And if people want to join in, the date will be
released soon.
Yeah, and on that, if you follow that Instagram account. And yeah, are people welcome to join you when you get to Wellington as well?
Yes, we'd love as many people as we can to ride us into Wellington and the Parliament.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Nice. Well, thanks heaps for joining me, and awesome to hear your story and what you're up to. And it's great to hear someone so young doing such big things.
Thanks.
All right. And yeah, hopefully we can get out for that ride soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Amelia.
Bye.
Bye.